Am I the asshole for sending my boyfriend a photo of me at the hospital? I, 20F, was recently admitted into a hospital for a night due to a serious but not life-threatening illness. I was completely out of it for several days with horrible pain before my roommate convinced me to get medical help. She took off work to stay with me in the hospital, and I cannot express how much her support has helped as my own family lives too far away. Now I've been dating Sam, 19M, for about 9 months. He knew I was sick, and so I texted him when I was first going into the hospital to update him. Since he was working, he didn't read the message until much later. I sent him around 6 texts updating him with what the nurses were saying and including a photo of me on IV giving a thumbs up. It was my first time ever in the hospital, and I just wanted to keep the shitty situation as lighthearted as possible. He responded a few hours later with a thumbs up, and that was all. I asked if everything was all right, and he said, "Yeah, just you being in the hospital is giving me a lot of anxiety. I'd rather not see you looking like that." I told him that was okay and didn't message him for the rest of the night, not thinking much of it. The next afternoon his mom called me asking if I was okay. She had the impression that I sent him the hospital photo after he told me not to share any information and was disrespecting his request. She reminded me that his grandfather only died a year earlier, where Sam had to spend a lot of time in and out of the hospital, so the updates were making him grieve all over again. I apologized to her and sent him a text saying that I didn't mean to hurt his feelings. He left me on read. My roommate thinks I didn't do anything wrong at all, and he's being too sensitive, immature for involving his mom. Personally, I think this is a bit unfair, as he was really close with his grandfather and struggles with anxiety. I feel really guilty, as I know how mental health can be and never want him to suffer. Am I the asshole? He told his mommy on you? Not the asshole. Not the asshole. This guy isn't ready to be an adult, let alone in a relationship. You were in the hospital, and rather than expressing concern, he talked about his own anxiety, and then he sent his mommy after you. Run location flag location flag location flag location flag location flag. Not the asshole, and please leave your boyfriend, and his mother. He's more concerned about his feelings than about how you are doing. He didn't even ask how you were or hope you felt better or anything. That's wrong. I want to write something else very rude here. You're in a hospital bed for the first time ever, in pain, and you shouldn't be the one worrying about him suffering. Rethink your priorities and what you want in a BF. Am I the asshole for ordering something my stepsister didn't want to eat? My 25M dad remarried 4 years ago. He has custody of my sister, full sibling, 16F, Fry to son, and he also has 2 stepchildren, a 16F and B12F. I visit my dad on the weekends to see my sister. My dad and I don't have the best relationship, but I love my sister with all my heart, so I'm doing my best to still be around. My stepsister is heavily obsessed with Korean and Japanese culture, full K-pop, anime and things like that. There's nothing wrong with it, and I'm not bashing her. Both my sister and I like it too. The problem is that this obsession has caused her to only eat Asian food, and since she's mommy's girl and my dad has prioritized his new family over my sister, that's the only thing they eat. They're not Asian. My sister has told me that she's done. She missed having hamburgers, pizzas, pasta, etc., but that she can't eat them at dad's, and with mom she does it very rarely because my mom cooks and she doesn't do these things every week. Mom's Mexican, so she cooks Mexican stuff. My dad order takeout almost every weekend, and yeah, they mostly order sushi and stuff like that. This weekend was my turn to pay. My stepsister and stepmom were talking about some Korean restaurant and things like that, but I looked at my sister and asked her what she wanted to eat. She said she had been craving a hamburger for weeks, and I said, "Done, I'll order it then." My stepsister said, "No, I don't like to eat that," so I just shrugged and said I could order her something else. But my dad said we all should eat the same thing since we're family, so I just said, "Okay, burgers then." We went back and forth, and I ended up ordering burgers for me, my sister and B12F, while my dad, my stepmom and I had sushi. My dad called me an asshole for making a feel left out, and I asked what he thought about his own kid. He kicked me out. Well, I am paying, so I pick. If you'd like something else you can pay for it yourself. Your response was perfect. Not the asshole. Daddy needs to open his eyes and stop putting his non-biological children over his bio kids. Not the asshole. It is one thing to want to eat the foods you like, it's another to dictate what foods other people eat. You are right, and your father is wrong. You also pointed out his hypocrisy towards his daughter, which is why he kicked you out. He owes you and your sister a massive apology, to say the least. He is an aw. Not the asshole. That's messed up that they're forcing everyone to eat a style of food that one kid decided she's obsessed with. Your dad is being a jerk. Good on you for being there for your sister. Maybe she could come visit you on the weekends from now on instead? Am I the asshole for using the name I picked out over 13 years ago when their cousin has a similar name? So about 13 years ago my now husband and I met and started dating. Around that time we both realized we loved the name Mark for a boy. This became something we were both attached to as we both always wanted a son and we would refer to our future son occasionally. My sister, and family, was aware of this as we were very close and shared everything. She even said she herself liked a different name. 5 years later she got pregnant. As soon as she found out she was having a boy she announced he would be Marcus and started to call him Mark. My husband and I were annoyed and reminded her of our naming intentions and told her that we would not be changing our minds if we were to have a son. She agreed to at least avoid calling him Mark, which was a lie. Ironically she started calling him that a little before I started trying for a baby. I am now pregnant with a boy and I love my little nephew but my name choice has not changed. She is absolutely livid and despite the family having known about the name drama some of them are pressuring us to change our minds. We did try to think of alternates but no other names feel right. If it makes a difference we do see each other every fortnight so it's not a matter of cousins who will never meet. TL. Doctor's sister used a name I had picked out for years knowing I would still use it and now I'm pregnant is angry. Please don't post this on TikTok or Facebook etc. She constantly uses those sites. Not the asshole. Name your child any name you wish. Even if they were close it wouldn't be uncommon for two cousins to have the same name. In my family my cousin has the same first name as my brother. In my wife's family there are several cousins with the same first name. In that case it is a grandfather's first name. In my brother's just a coincidence. No one ever made an issue about it. Not the asshole. No one owns a name. And in a lot of families, it's common to have multiple people with the same name. Our family is full of Johns, there's one I know with Carls and Carlys, another full of Barbaras. It happens. Hey, the upside is that when they're visiting and you yell for the boys to come in to at, you only have to yell one name instead of two. Not the asshole. So she's surprised that you're doing something you've said you would do for 13 years? Shocked Pikachu face. Am I the asshole for telling my stepmom that I won't give up my room so her daughter can have it? So I, F16, live with my dad since he and my mom split up and just recently he got married to Kelly. Kelly has a daughter, 13, and a son, 9, and they just moved in with us. My dad and I house has 4 rooms. The master bedroom has a bathroom inside of it and my room is just a little smaller but it also has a bathroom in the room too. Then there are the other 2 rooms that don't have a bathroom but have walk-in closets, unlike mine. All of the rooms have beds and dressers, you know, all the stuff that makes a room without the personal decorations that you choose. When they came to move in her daughter ran straight past one of the vacant rooms and into mine. My walls are purple and I have Marvel and DC posters hanging up on the wall. I also have a mirror attached to my dresser with lights around it. So once I showed her son to the room he would be sleeping in, I went into my room and saw her bringing her stuff into my room, and so I told her that this isn't her room and that she has one of the rooms with no decorations. She immediately started flipping out. She started yelling saying she was gonna tell her mom and my dad that I'm being mean to her and trying to bully her because she was younger. Her mom and my dad came into the room due to all the yelling and asked what was going on, and so I told them that she thinks my room is hers and she won't leave, but she said that this has to be her room because it's her favorite color, purple, and it has a bathroom so it has to be hers. My dad explained to her that she can get her room painted whatever color you want and we can get you the poster and pictures she wanted also, but she said she doesn't want a room that doesn't have a bathroom so this one should be hers. Her mom ended up agreeing with her, saying that I have had this room for a very long time and can just restart in the other room and I should give it to her since she's younger. So I told her that I won't give up my room because this has all my stuff and I'm comfortable in my room, so her daughter will have to go to the other only available room. She is saying that I'm being rude and mean to my new little sister and should be reasonable and give her my room and be the bigger person and act my age and not a little kid. So am I the aw? Edit. I see a lot of people asking how my dad feels and what is his opinion on this, and he said that I can choose to do whatever because it's my room and I'm old enough to talk for myself. Not the asshole. She is 13, not 3. It is your room. It was your room before your dad married, and it should be your room until you move out. Don't budge on this. Make sure your dad keeps supporting you. Good luck. Not the asshole. Stepmom is not off to a good start already. Not the asshole. You shouldn't have to start over in a new room. Plus, in my experience, the eldest kids gets to pick their rooms and then down to the youngest. This is because when the old kids move out, the younger can then have those rooms. Your stepmom is being stupid and setting a precedent that won't end well.